Might as well call the meeting to order. It's about 7:32 p.m. We have a fairly short agenda today. First time on the agenda, you know what? Why don't we deal with old business first? If no one has a problem, that way you can get out of this more quickly. So the first item under old business, 11 Clark Road, application for dredging of an on-site pond. You want to just come on up and you can just sign in and state your name for the record. Oh, ooh.
Hi, I'm Joseph Solido. I live at 11 Clark Road.
Thank you. I don't know if anybody else got out there. I was out there with the applicant this afternoon and just walked around the area with where the pond is. Clearly needs to be dredged. It's still, you were there also. Okay, good. Clearly, silted in, and my understanding is that the intention is to dredge the pond within its current perimeter, basically.
Exactly.
The dredge material, there's an area just, I don't know which direction, but off to the side of the pond that slopes down sort of gently, that the dredge material could be deposited there to dewater. I talked to the applicant about the wetlands enforcement officer will give some direction as to where to put silt fences if it's approved, because it would then go down toward the stream that empties out from the pond. But that can be a field decision based on an inspection by Terry once he's back in business, or Chris if Terry's not back. I don't know, Barry, do you have any comments on it at all, or?
Well, the deposit of the material, would that be up where you have the white chair under the evergreen tree? Is that
Sort of.
more towards the bridge?
Actually, away from both of them, there's a gentle slope, and all the land beyond it is full of garbagey shrubs and trees. And there's a lot of room there.
How would you get heavy equipment? How would you get that
Oh, yeah.
in there?
They have scoops with very long arms.
Okay.
In fact,
that'll reach.
that's what was done once before.
Yeah.
So the machine will perch on the near bank,
Yeah.
scoop the muck out, and throw it on the far side.
I think this is, certainly needs it, especially with the mosquitoes, the West Nile virus and
Yeah.
all that, and stagnant water, so.
Do you have a contractor lined up to do it already?
I'm thinking of Bill Grieger, who did it before, twice. Possibly Tim Kraus, whom I don't know well, but who
Okay,
put in a
great.
bid.
Yeah, okay, well, we don't have to get involved in that. I just want to be sure you talk to somebody. Grigor definitely knows what he's doing, that's
Yes,
for sure, so.
yes.
I don't know, anybody else have any other questions, or?
I didn't see it, so.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's a very nice,
There's a place to put the material that is not going back in the stream. I see no problem.
yeah.
Good.
And we can have Terry or you determine that based on field conditions, when you're out there, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think so too, especially the way the topography is there. It's a little bit, would be too challenging from at this point, so. All right, well, we have to actually act on this. We can't delegate it, so therefore, do we have a motion to approve the application subject to, the wetlands enforcement officer or any acting wetlands enforcement officer to, determine based on field conditions, the area that the dredge material is to be deposited, and also location of soil and erosion controls, whether it be hay bales or silt fence, whatever, the authority decides. Any other conditions anybody think should be put? Oh, and probably timing of the, activity should be coordinated with the wetlands enforcement officer, just to be sure, now's nice time within the next month or so
Right.
hopefully it'll still stay dry where you can actually do the work, so.
That's what I have in mind,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Anything else you want to think? No. All right, so, does anybody anyone want to move that?
I'll make that motion. to
Okay.
approve that.
Okay, Barry moved,
I'll second.
Dave seconded, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, abstentions, 5-0, approved. You're all set.
Okay,
And just coordinate with, Chris or Terry as far as getting somebody out there to get the work started, so.
good. Thanks very
You're
much,
welcome.
and thanks for
Yep,
your time.
yep, you're welcome. Okay, which application are you here for? I might as well take you next, you guys. The dog park, okay. Then we will do that next.
John Paul isn't gonna be here.
He's not gonna be here, we're just gonna accept the application and then schedule for next month. A site visit, probably, well, we could talk about that more in just a minute, so, yeah.
We're coming up together. Bonnie Blake, Beecher Road, Woodbridge, president of the Woodbridge Dog Park, and
Brendan Fimian, 272 Seymour Road, one of the board of directors.
Okay.
and
Do I just-
construction supervisor.
Okay.
Correct.
Do I just sign in too? That way
Yes.
Chris will have all the information she needs for the minutes. All right, we saw your application. Why don't you just sort of summarize it, just so we have, something on the record about it, so.
So as you well know, we have the skating rink to deal with, if you call it that. So there's basically two options. There's removing it completely, and then there's also an option of reclaiming it. And, I'm sure you're familiar with reclaiming asphalt, but just pulverizing it, mixing it with the sub-base, 6 to 8 inches deep, and creating a new sub-base that is drainable, same, basically it'll fluff a little bit, but same grade as what it is now. And then there's the other one that's removing it, which I'm sure that's straightforward.
Now, when it's complete, I see there's like a small dog area and a large dog area. Is the former skating rink the small dog area, basically? Is that the way?
More or less, it's,
Part of
the small dog area goes
It
further,
shows on the thing.
Okay, all right.
yeah, it goes further into the field than the footprint of the rink,
Presuming
Same
that
width,
this can
though.
be done, otherwise,
the same width.
No, but basically, when completed, the dog park won't be any closer to that swampy wetland area than the skating rink is now,
No,
from what I
That's
can
where
tell.
the fence line will be, where
Okay.
the footprint of the skating rink is.
no.
Okay, yeah.
In fact, that's why the dog park has this odd angle to it, because
One is
the
out of
flagged
buffer zone.
wetlands are here.
Yeah.
And even though that's not flagged, it's very wet and there's geese and other wildlife there so we went up, Brendan and I and several other people, the president of the Conservation Commission, others walked this for the whole year, trying to find the highest and driest spot that would not offend nature, but also not offend walkers, and that was the sweet spot.
So if you grind it, that surface will be the surface that goes into the dog park, right?
No, then,
That
because
material?
it's recessed about 6 inches right now.
Oh, then you put
6 to 8 inches, because 2 inches of asphalt.
No, when you,
Pulverize
Yeah,
it.
when we
Pulverize.
reclaim it,
yeah, when you.
it'll probably add maybe 2 inches of fluff, and then we'll still need to get 4 inches of backfill.
Oh, okay, so,
And then we'll do about 2 inches of topsoil.
And then we'll seed it.
Yeah, seeding, grass.
So our goal is to have it look like it used to,
yeah, I mean,
just a grassy area.
that seems like a less expensive.
The reclaiming, the company that we've been speaking with has mentioned that they would do it as a donation, actually, because there's no hauling and there's no, bringing it down to the place that will take it, because there's cost in that.
That's Garrity,
Yeah,
and
Garrity,
they
who,
specialize in asphalt reclaiming.
I think Garrity just did the milling on,
Is there any reason
Heck, no.
not to do that?
I guess, really, we
That's
just
up
had to
to
get
you.
through the wetlands, and that's really,
From our perspective, I think that makes more sense. It's less
Absolutely.
disturbance,
Right.
Yep.
and you'll be
Right.
just putting topsoil on top of
Yeah.
it anyway. so-
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And it'll drain better also.
It's drain, yeah, it will drain, actually, but yes, it will drain well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, our jurisdiction is very limited, and we just look at applications and figure out whether it offends, the wetlands. I think it's more offensive what's there now anyway, since we didn't
Yeah.
permit it to begin with, so.
Right.
So I mean, I don't have any problem with it.
don't
And it's
have a
not
problem with
within wetlands, so we can actually, should we just approve it or well, we can't act on it tonight.
He's coming in, like, tomorrow, he's supposed
Okay,
to come in.
all right. Just so you understand our process, if we have to act on it, we can't do it this month, we have to wait till next month.
Right.
but we can delegate it to Terry and have him give an administrative approval, before next month, so therefore you get things moving if the plan is to do something
Yeah,
this
that would
fall,
be
so.
excellent, yeah, because we're kind of racing against time with the weather.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know,
And it's a good
contract-
time to seed it and get it, something
Absolutely.
growing at least, yeah.
Absolutely.
so.
Exactly.
I don't know, anybody else have any other questions, concerns?
Good thing to do.
Yeah, good.
Fortunately, we've had good guidance from Chris on how to go about this, so.
Yeah, we usually get good feedback that she gives good guidance, so, yeah. I'm glad she's been helpful, she always is. She helps us a lot too. So basically, do we have a motion to delegate this to Terry, for consideration as administrative approval?
I'll make that motion.
Jack moved, do we have a second? No. Josh seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions?
Also, can
Oh.
we waive the fees on it?
Oh, yeah, we'll do that too, yeah. Do we have a motion to waive the fees for the application?
Yeah, so moved.
Dave moved, do we have a
I'll
second?
that.
Jack seconded, all in favor? Aye, okay.
Thank you.
So fees are gone, talk to Terry, he'll issue an approval, then you guys could get started, so.
Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
We appreciate it.
Yep,
Thank
no
you so
problem,
much.
thank
Street
you.
number.
When's the target completion?
Well, the asphalt has been the thorn in our sides.
Okay,
And
well,
so, and miscommunication about whether we needed to come here, so we lost 3 months, but, now we're good, and now we can, as soon as Terry gives us the go-ahead, we're going.
All right, good luck. Yeah, take care, yeah. Okay, and the next application is 15 Meadowcrest Circle, application residential site development lot. John Paul's not here tonight, you have the plans in front of you, it's a fairly challenging lot. I mean, a site visit's probably appropriate. The other thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The other thing I was concerned about, though, I mentioned to Dave, is that I know we've had applications on the Speedy property and Evergreen, I know we've done things on Eldersley. Given the fact that the proximity to property lines, I was wondering if we have any of those old files that may show where wetlands are off-site, like on the other side of the property line, that'll probably be helpful to take a look at,
And I assume you want to send this off to Scolo?
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah, it's,
And the second question I had was, do you want to have another soil scientist review it?
yeah,
just-
2017 to now, it's, 2 years old as far as the wetlands flagging and information. I mean, I don't wanna increase the cost too much on this thing, but it's kind of, in my mind, a little bit stale information. I know if Josh were here, he would definitely be pushing for that, so I guess I'll advocate for him.
Didn't
Okay.
agree with the soil
Yeah.
classification.
And,
So, soil scientist and Chris Scolo. Okay.
yeah, I mean, do you think we should wait a month to before we do the site walk, or schedule it between now and next? Just so that we have, some
You
I
know,
think
you've
we
got
should wait.
65 days. You might as well get a little bit more feedback before you go out. And then the other thing is you'll have a little bit more leaf cover off.
that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too, that we'll be able to see things, but I mean, things like skunk cabbage will be dead, but we'll be able to see the ground a little bit
Yeah.
better unless we get too early snow, so, which we hopefully
It's
won't.
happened at Halloween, yeah.
Global warming works in our favor in this regard.
Yeah, yeah, maybe, yeah. What? I'm sorry.
Where's the driveway on here?
Oh,
Oh, it's
it-
a twisty, windy thing that starts at
Oh,
the circle and
oh.
curves its way up about
Yeah.
25 feet in altitude, maybe 30.
Yeah, I know, it is pretty,
and it's very long. I hate to have that plow bill.
Yeah.
It's like a diagonal.
yeah, it's like.
You start at one corner, you come
Yeah.
across and curve. I looked at it a while.
This is one of those lots, so you also have that in the back of your mind, that was created prior to the Wetlands Act. So it's not something that's developable as of right. It has to go through your review.
Yeah.
And, lots that were created that way had until 1987 to be built on as of right. And after that time period, which is now passed a long time ago, it's something that comes before you, and you do have an option to determine that it's not a buildable lot, given your current criteria of what the wetlands regulations are.
It looked like everything was in the review area.
It is,
So.
just about.
So,
And, a four-bedroom house on that kind of lot may not be feasible either, even if the house is feasible. So, we'll have to look at it more carefully because it is a sensitive area, so. And the grades are, while not overwhelmingly bad, there's still some grade issues there too, so, anyway.
So I'll send
But
them
at
off.
least the septic system is downhill from the house.
And from the
Yeah, it's
well, yeah, yeah. Mhm. So, all right, then, why don't we, wait on the site visit until after, until next month and see,
Tries to say about it.
yeah, exactly.
I couch
And-
my terms carefully.
Yeah, and maybe if you wanna talk to John Paul and just tell him we'd like to get the wetlands information updated, I mean, I'd rather put it on them to give us updated information rather than have the cost for another soil scientist go out there at this point, you know, so maybe that would be a one way of handling that, unless people wanna have an independent person go out there and take a look, so. I don't know, what do you think? Chris, what do you, any?
Can't hurt to give him a heads up, but that we're very concerned about this lot.
Yeah,
It doesn't hurt for you to have your own
okay.
specialist.
Yeah, I would prefer.
You prefer, okay,
Yeah.
all right, then, why don't we, have Chris Golo's group look at it and then have another soil scientist go
Okay.
out, you know. Do you have a recommendation on that, or who have we used
We've been
lately?
using a fellow from up near, Stores before, cause he was very neutral. I don't know if he's still available, but I'll check
Okay.
with him.
Yeah,
again.
and Chris Golo's office may have
And they
some,
can recommend
find
someone, I'm
somebody
sure,
too that
yeah.
they wanna work with, so. Cause they might as well sort of work together in analyzing this, so, okay.
Okay.
All
I
right,
didn't get to write your minutes yet, cause I, didn't get to write your minutes.
that's right, you'll be able to do two of them at
okay.
once, so, you know. I wasn't there anyway, so whatever you write, will probably be okay with me. Let's see, next time on the agenda, anything else you wanna talk about on this one, Jack? I don't wanna cut you off. No? It is challenging though, and see what, we've done, I remember a Spini application for this property here at one point, and then there's a swale right here on the Eldersley property, and, you know, things are within inches almost of the boundary line, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's appropriate to look at the off-site possibilities too. I mean, at least this is, you know, uphill from the lot, so there probably won't be much of an effect, but I'm more concerned with what happens down here.
No, I think we definitely need to see what's going on. And the wetlands information should be updated, who knows what's,
Is this the end of Meadowcrest where it goes into the Crestview Pond, or is that,
This is on the side where, that
It's uphill.
drainage channel comes down from Eldersley, you know, from Eldersley Lane, and we had that big drainage
Oh.
channel that came down.
okay, all right,
So you
it's
have
that
you have 27 Eldersley here, and then this is next to that, but on Meadowcrest Circle.
Okay. And where does that all drain to? Is that the
It
pond, or?
No,
No? Okay.
well, eventually, yeah, I think this all drains and follows along the east side of the road and goes down into a wetland, which is opposite where the Black Brook eventually feeds into the
Oh, the one that goes
pond,
by
and
the
then
transfer
this
station there?
transfers underneath too,
Okay,
so.
all right, okay. I understand better now. All right, anything else we wanna talk about Meadowcrest?
I did send you out the thing, and I know Jack, wants to go to the Kakiwik meeting in, November. So if anybody else wants to go, I'm gonna go.
Okay, yeah, I can't, unfortunately, due to other
I
issues.
switched my food drive in Bethany around so I could go this year, 'cause every other year it fell on the day that I was doing it.
Okay.
And I think Jack and I are taking different things, so we can bring you
Yeah,
more
didn't,
information.
I think Jean signed up too, didn't she? I thought I saw an email from Jean saying she
I'll
wanted to
go
go.
back and double check.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
so-
Jean signed up, or
Yeah.
wanted to sign up, so. All right, next time on the agenda is request regarding 145 Ansonia Road relative to bond.
And that, I haven't gone out to look at it. It's been well over a year that that's been developed, so if you're comfortable, I'll go out and take a look at it,
Yeah,
and then,
we could deal with it next month.
and then we can deal with it next month.
Okay, all right. I don't even remember, what was 145 Ansonia? Was that the one on the hill, going up the hill
This was the
from
one with the very long driveway,
With
and
the
it
rear
had
lot?
the horseshoe-shaped lot, yeah.
behind
And then it was all
Callistro's
wetlands
there?
below,
Yeah.
yep.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's been fairly,
That's been
settled
done
up
to
for a while now.
resold,
Yeah, it might have even been resold once or something, yeah.
Yeah, he did sell it.
Yeah,
You know, he
mhm.
developed it and he sold it, so.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, that'd probably be fine, but you should go out and take a look if
Okay.
you can.
I can
How
also-
is Cherry doing anyway?
He's, his recovery is being a little bit slower than he hoped. He had a few setbacks, but he is starting to come back in the office, so
Okay. All
getting
right.
there.
Yeah.
Anything on the enforcement officer that we need to know about?
Nothing wetlands related. Everything seems to be zoning related, so.
We don't need to hear about that then.
No, you don't need to hear about that.
So site visits, we'll wait on, Meadowcrest until after next
Okay.
month's presentation. And the minutes we'll wait until next month, so I don't know, anybody else have anything we need to talk about?
I do know.
No? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Jack moved,
I will second.
Barry seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, 5-0. We are done at 7:52.